Hello, my friends, and a very warm welcome back. It's truly wonderful to have this opportunity to connect and share some time with you today. I wanted to start by gently exploring something many of us experience as the years gracefully add up. Have you found yourself noticing, perhaps more often than you'd like, that everyday tasks just seem to require, a bit more effort than they used to? It's often not one big dramatic event, but rather a series of small, creeping changes. Maybe it's that stubborn jar of pickles or spaghetti sauce that used to yield with a good twist, but now feels resolutely sealed, demanding a heroic effort or maybe even prompting you to ask for help, something your pride perhaps dislikes doing. Or consider the simple act of getting up from your favorite armchair after reading the newspaper or watching a show. Does it sometimes feel less like simply standing up and more like a multi-stage launch sequence, involving leaning forward, rocking, slightly, maybe needing a firm push-off from the armrests or even your knees just to get vertical? Perhaps you've noticed it when carrying groceries in from the car. Bags that once felt manageable now seem determined to stretch your arms, forcing you to take shorter trips or pause halfway up the walkway to catch your breath and give your muscles a rest. Sometimes it manifests as a subtle feeling of unsteadiness, a slight wobble when you turn too quickly, or a newfound caution when navigating stairs, gripping the handrail just a little tighter than before. It's this almost imperceptible feeling that your physical foundation, your strength, is quietly diminishing, like sand slipping through an hourglass. It can feel like your muscles, which reliably served you for decades, are slowly deciding to take an early retirement, leaving you feeling less capable. And let's be honest, this can be incredibly frustrating, can it? It might even feel a bit disheartening or spark worry about maintaining your independence in the long run. You have plans, things you want to do, maybe travel, keep up with your hobbies like gardening or woodworking, volunteer in your community, or simply have the energy and stability to chase after the grandkids without feeling fragile. This gradual erosion of strength can feel like an unwelcome barrier, subtly limiting your world and perhaps even affecting your confidence. But what if I told you that understanding why this happens is the first step towards actively addressing it? And what if a crucial part of that puzzle involves something surprisingly simple? One specific type of food that many seniors, without realizing it, might not be getting quite enough of. A food that could potentially make a real, tangible difference in fueling that muscular resilience? Please stay with me for a little while longer as we explore this together, because knowledge truly is power, especially when it comes to taking care of our precious health. If this feeling of things getting harder sounds familiar, drop a comment below. Sharing helps us all feel less alone. Subscribe and stick around for a simple food focus that might help support your strength. Now, acknowledging that feeling of gradually losing muscle strength is important, but let's not get bogged down by worry. It's a very common part of the aging process, so common, in fact, that doctors have a specific term for it: sarcopenia. It sounds a bit technical, doesn't it? But all it really means is the natural age-related decline in muscle mass and function. The key takeaway here is that it happens to almost everyone as we get older, to varying degrees. So please don't feel like it's some personal failing if you've noticed these changes. You are absolutely not alone in this experience. However, the really good news, the hopeful message I want to focus on today, is that while it might be common, it's not necessarily something we just have to passively accept. There are proactive steps we can take, simple adjustments to our daily routines that can help us push back against this decline and support our muscle health. Today, we're going to zero in on one particularly powerful ally in this effort, one specific type of food that stands out for its muscle-supporting properties. We'll explore exactly why this food is so beneficial, breaking down the science into simple, easy-to-understand ideas. No complex biochemistry lessons, I promise. We'll use straightforward analogies that make sense in the real world. We'll also uncover an unexpected bonus benefit that this food often provides, something else that's particularly helpful for us seniors. And to bring it all to life, I'll share a short but genuinely inspiring story about someone, perhaps much like you, who incorporated this food into their life and noticed positive, encouraging changes. Now, I can almost hear the wheels turning. You might be thinking, really, just one food? Can loading up on one thing truly make a significant difference against something as widespread as age-related muscle loss? That's a perfectly reasonable question, and it deserves an honest answer. No single food is a magic wand that can instantly reverse the clock or completely halt the aging process. However, getting sufficient amounts of the key nutrient found abundantly in this particular food is absolutely fundamental for muscle maintenance and repair, and it's a nutrient that studies show many older adults unfortunately fall short on. So, while it's not the only piece of the puzzle, it's a critically important one, a cornerstone, if you will. And the truly wonderful part? This powerhouse food isn't some exotic, expensive specialty item you have to hunt down in a health food store. It's readily available in virtually every supermarket, it's generally affordable, requires minimal preparation, and, frankly, it's quite delicious. So please, find your comfortable spot, maybe refill that cup of tea or coffee, settle in, and let's have a warm, practical chat about using simple nutrition to help keep our muscles fueled, functional, and ready for whatever adventures life still holds for us. All right, let's pull back the curtain and reveal the star of our show today, the food we're focusing on for its remarkable muscle-supporting benefits, Greek yogurt. Yes, that thick, rich, creamy yogurt that has become so popular and is easily found right there in the dairy section of your local grocery store. Now, what makes this specific type of yogurt stand out as such a champion for maintaining strength, especially as we navigate our senior years? The answer lies almost entirely in one crucial powerhouse nutrient: protein. Let's think about our muscles using a simple analogy. Imagine your muscles are like a sturdy brick wall that you've been building and maintaining your entire life. Every single day, naturally, some of those bricks get a little worn, chipped, or weathered. This is normal cellular turnover and minor damage from daily activity. Protein, derived from the foods we eat, provides the essential raw materials. The brand new bricks, or more accurately, the building blocks called amino acids, that your body absolutely needs to repair those worn-out spots, and, importantly, to build fresh, strong muscle tissue to replace what's lost. Here's a key point often missed. As we age, our bodies sometimes become slightly less efficient at using the protein we consume to actually build muscle, a phenomenon sometimes called anabolic resistance. Furthermore, our appetite might decrease, or we might simply fall into eating habits lower in protein without realizing it. The combination means that to achieve the same muscle maintenance effect as when we were younger, older adults often need to consume more protein overall, or at least ensure a consistent, adequate intake spread throughout the day. And this is where Greek yogurt truly shines. Compared to traditional yogurt, Greek yogurt undergoes a straining process that removes much of the liquid whey, resulting in a much thicker product that is significantly more concentrated in protein. A typical single-serving container, around 5-6 ounces, can pack a powerful punch, often delivering 15, 18, or even 20 grams of high-quality, complete protein, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids our bodies cannot produce on their own. That's a substantial contribution towards your daily protein needs in one easy serving. Countless scientific studies conducted by nutrition researchers worldwide have unequivocally demonstrated that consuming adequate dietary protein is absolutely vital for preserving muscle mass, strength, and physical function in older adults, helping to counteract sarcopenia. The practical step? It's wonderfully straightforward. Consider incorporating just one serving of plain Greek yogurt into your daily eating pattern. It makes a fantastic breakfast base, a satisfying and protein-rich mid-afternoon snack to bridge the gap between meals, or it can be easily blended into a nutritious smoothie. It's arguably one of the simplest, most convenient ways to significantly boost your intake of high-quality protein without needing complex cooking or preparation. Now, a very important but brief note. While protein is crucial for muscle health, for most people, if you have been diagnosed with any kidney conditions or kidney disease, it is absolutely essential to have a conversation with your doctor or registered dietitian before making significant changes to your protein intake. They can provide personalized guidance on the appropriate amount of protein for your specific health situation. However, for the vast majority of healthy seniors, making protein-rich foods like Greek yogurt a regular feature in their diet is a highly recommended and beneficial strategy for staying strong and active. But the story of Greek yogurt's benefits for seniors doesn't end with its impressive protein content. It brings several other valuable attributes to the table, making it an especially well-suited choice for supporting overall health and well-being. In our later years, let's talk about two key aspects beyond just the muscle-building protein. Firstly, Greek yogurt is typically an excellent source of calcium. We've all heard since childhood about the importance of calcium for building and maintaining strong bones. Think milk mustache commercials. But how does this connect to muscle health? Well, imagine our protein-built muscles as the powerful engines or motors of our body. Calcium helps ensure that the framework those engines are mounted on, our skeleton, remains strong, sturdy, and reliable. Muscles need strong bones to attach to via tendons, providing the leverage needed to create movement. If the bones become weak or brittle, a condition known as osteoporosis, which is also more common with age, even strong muscles can't function optimally, and the risk of fractures from a minor fall or stumble increases dramatically. So, getting adequate calcium works hand in hand with protein. The protein builds the muscle engine, and the calcium reinforces the chassis, or frame. Ensuring both are well-nourished is a smart strategy for maintaining mobility, stability, and reducing fall-related injuries. Many Greek yogurts are fortified with vitamin D as well, which is essential for helping our bodies actually absorb and utilize that calcium effectively. Another important synergy. Secondly, and this is a very practical point often overlooked, let's consider the physical nature of Greek yogurt itself. It boasts a wonderfully smooth, creamy texture that makes it incredibly easy to eat. As we age, various factors can sometimes make eating more challenging. Dental issues, perhaps ill-fitting dentures or missing teeth, can make chewing tough or fibrous foods difficult and uncomfortable. Some individuals might experience dry mouth or swallowing difficulties, dysphagia. Even general fatigue can make the effort of prolonged chewing feel burdensome. Greek yogurt beautifully bypasses all these potential obstacles. It requires virtually no chewing effort, slides down easily, and is generally very gentle on the digestive system for most people. Think of it as receiving premium-grade nutrition delivered in a format that demands minimal physical work from the body to consume and process. This ease of consumption is a significant advantage, ensuring that seniors can access its rich protein and calcium content without facing barriers related to texture or chewing ability. It's a comforting, nourishing food that delivers substantial benefits with remarkable simplicity and accessibility, making it an ideal component of a senior-friendly diet focused on strength and well-being. Now, we've established that Greek yogurt is a nutritional powerhouse, packed with protein and calcium, and wonderfully easy to eat. But perhaps a thought is lingering in your mind. Okay, it sounds beneficial. But the idea of eating plain, tangy yogurt every single day doesn't exactly thrill me. Won't I get bored quickly? Or maybe you've tried plain Greek yogurt before and found its characteristic tartness wasn't quite to your liking. These are completely valid concerns. Consistency is key when it comes to nutrition, and if you don't actually enjoy eating something, it's unlikely to become a sustainable part of your routine, no matter how healthy it is. But here lies the true beauty and practical genius of Greek yogurt, its incredible versatility. Think of plain Greek yogurt not as a finished product you have to endure, but rather as a fantastic blank canvas, a neutral base ready and waiting, for you to customize and enhance according to your own preferences. If you prefer something sweeter, you absolutely don't have to eat it plain. Simply stirring in some natural sweetness makes a world of difference. Add a handful of fresh or frozen berries, blueberries, raspberries, sliced strawberries, which not only add sweetness but also contribute fiber and those wonderful antioxidants we know are good for us. A drizzle of pure maple syrup, a touch of honey, or even a sprinkle of cinnamon or vanilla extract can transform the flavor profile. Sliced bananas, peaches, or mango add creamy sweetness and potassium, if you enjoy a bit of texture and don't. Have issues with chewing nuts, sprinkling on a small amount of chopped walnuts, almonds, pecans, or even some chia or flax seeds adds healthy fats, fiber, and a satisfying crunch. For a really quick and nutrient-dense option, blend Greek yogurt into a smoothie. Combine it with your favorite fruits, banana and berries work. Great! Maybe sneak in a handful of spinach. You truly won't taste it, I promise. Add a splash of milk, almond milk, or water for desired consistency, and blend until smooth. It makes a perfect quick breakfast or refreshing afternoon pick-me-up. But the versatility doesn't end with sweet applications. Plain Greek yogurt can also be a fantastic, healthier substitute in savory dishes. Use it instead of sour cream on baked potatoes or tacos. Swap it for mayonnaise in creamy salad dressings, tuna salad, or chicken salad for a lighter, protein-boosted version. Mix it with herbs and spices like dill, garlic powder, and onion powder to create a delicious vegetable dip. The possibilities are numerous. The core idea is to experiment and find ways to incorporate Greek yogurt that you genuinely look forward to eating. Maybe you have it sweet for breakfast and use it in a savory dip later in the week. Keeping single-serving cups readily available in the refrigerator removes any preparation barrier, making it incredibly convenient to grab that protein boost whenever you need it. Just remember that crucial point. While Greek yogurt is a fantastic tool in our nutritional toolkit, it works best as part of an overall balanced and varied diet. Don't rely on it as your sole source of protein or nutrition. Aim for a wide range of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and other lean protein sources as well to ensure you're getting all the nutrients your body needs to thrive. Okay, we've sung the praises of Greek yogurt for providing that essential muscle-building protein. But now, are you ready for the crucial bonus tip, the element that truly unlocks the full potential of that protein? It's something that works in perfect synergy with our star food. While eating enough protein, like the high-quality protein found abundantly in Greek yogurt, provides the vital building materials, those essential amino acid bricks, for your muscles, there's another critical factor that acts as the signal or the demand telling your body precisely where to use those materials and to actually initiate the muscle building and repair process. That crucial partner is gentle, regular movement and activity. Think of it this way. The Greek yogurt delivers the truckload of bricks, protein, to the construction site, your body. But without the foreman, exercise, giving instructions, and creating the need, those bricks might just sit there, or worse, be used for other purposes or even stored as excess energy. Gentle exercise, even modest activity, is the foreman that points to your muscles and says, "Hey, we need reinforcement. Here, we experienced some work, some challenge. Time to use those protein bricks you just delivered to repair and strengthen this area." This principle is often called use it or lose it, and it applies profoundly to muscle mass. When you engage your muscles through activity, you create tiny, microscopic tears, which is normal and not harmful. Your body responds to this stimulus by using the protein you've consumed to repair these micro tears, often making the muscle fibers slightly stronger and thicker in the process. This doesn't mean you need to suddenly start training for a marathon or lifting heavy weights like a bodybuilder. Far from it. Simple, consistent, gentle movement can make a remarkable difference for seniors. What kind of movement? Anything that safely gets your muscles working. Regular walking is fantastic. Aim for a brisk pace if you can, but even a slower stroll is beneficial. Gardening involves bending, lifting, and reaching. Swimming or water aerobics are excellent choices as the water supports your joints while providing resistance. Tai Chi offers gentle, flowing movements that improve balance and strength. Simple stretching routines enhance flexibility. Even seated exercises, like leg lifts, arm raises with light soup cans, chair squats, partially standing up from a chair repeatedly, can be incredibly effective, especially if standing for long periods is difficult. Remember my neighbor Ethel in her late 70s. She paired her daily Greek yogurt breakfast with doing simple seated resistance band exercises for her arms and legs while watching her favorite afternoon game shows. She absolutely credits that combination, the protein fuel plus the gentle muscle work, with regaining the strength she needed to confidently manage her grocery bags again. The key takeaway is the synergy. Protein provides the materials, movement provides the stimulus. One without the other is far less effective. So, as you enjoy that delicious protein-packed Greek yogurt, consciously think about pairing it with some form of gentle activity later in your day. Give your body both the fuel and the signal it needs to maintain and even rebuild precious muscle strength. Sometimes, hearing about someone else's journey can make these ideas feel more tangible, more real. So, let me share a little story about a gentleman named Arthur. Arthur was a proud 75-year-old, living in a small town in Pennsylvania, and his garden was his absolute pride and joy. He wasn't just growing flowers and vegetables, he was cultivating peace, beauty, and a deep sense of connection to the earth. It was his sanctuary, the place where he felt most himself. But over the past year or so, Arthur had been forced to admit, reluctantly, that his beloved sanctuary was becoming harder to tend. Lifting the watering can, which he used to swing easily, now felt like hoisting a boulder, straining his shoulder and back. Bending over to meticulously pull weeds, once a meditative task, now sent sharp aches through his lower back after just a few minutes, forcing him to straighten up gingerly. He simply didn't have the stamina anymore to spend those long, satisfying afternoons immersed in his work like he used to. He found himself spending more time sitting on the porch swing, gazing out at his roses needing deadheading or his tomatoes needing support, feeling a deep sense of frustration and, if he was honest, a growing fear. He'd always been a strong, capable, independent man who took pride in doing things himself. This creeping weakness felt like a betrayal by his own body, and it sparked worries about the future. Would he eventually need help with simple tasks around the house? Would he become a burden? One rainy afternoon, while flipping through channels, he paused on a local morning show featuring a nutritionist discussing senior health. She emphasized the critical importance of sufficient protein intake for maintaining muscle mass and specifically mentioned Greek yogurt as an excellent, easy source. Arthur, inherently skeptical of anything sounding like a quick fix, almost changed the channel, but the nutritionist also stressed combining protein with gentle, daily movement. Something clicked. He wasn't ready to give up on his garden or his independence. Figuring he had little to lose, Arthur decided to try this simple two-pronged approach. He started incorporating a small tub of plain Greek yogurt mixed with a spoonful of jam from Martha's Pantry into his breakfast routine each morning. And, though he grumbled about it initially, he committed to taking a slow but steady 15-minute walk around his neighborhood loop every single day, rain or shine. Well, maybe not in a downpour. He didn't expect overnight miracles, and indeed, none occurred. But consistency was his aim. After about 3 or 4 weeks, Arthur began to notice small, almost imperceptible changes. The watering can still felt heavy, but perhaps not quite as monstrously heavy. He found he could weed for a solid 20 minutes, maybe even 25 on a good day, before the backache insisted he take a break, a marked improvement from the mere 10 minutes he could manage before. Getting up from his favorite low garden stool felt a fraction less strenuous. These weren't dramatic leaps, but they were definite, undeniable progress. More importantly than the physical shifts, though, was the change in his spirit. He started feeling less fragile, a little more resilient, more capable. That dark cloud of worry about dependency began to lift, replaced by a glimmer of hope and a renewed sense of agency. One sunny Saturday, his daughter came to visit and captured a beautiful photo of Arthur in his garden, proudly showing his young grandchildren a perfect, newly opened crimson rose. His face, weathered by sun and time, was lit by a genuine, unguarded smile, the kind she hadn't seen as often lately. Later, as they sat on the porch swing together, Arthur patted her hand and said quietly, "You know, that yogurt and walking thing sounds silly, but I think it's actually helping, kiddo. I feel a bit more like my old self out here again, ready to tackle those weeds tomorrow." That small victory, that reclaiming of a piece of his cherished identity and independence, made all the difference in the world to him. So, my dear friends, as we gently bring our conversation to a close today, let's just take a moment to gather the key threads. We've talked openly about a challenge many of us face, that gradual loss of muscle strength that can creep up on us, sometimes called sarcopenia. But more importantly, we focused on the empowering knowledge that we can actively fight back. We highlighted the absolutely crucial role of getting enough high-quality protein to provide the essential building blocks our muscles need for repair and maintenance. We spotlighted one particularly convenient and effective source, Greek yogurt, which is not only packed with that vital protein but often also delivers bone-supporting calcium and comes in an easy-to-eat format perfect for seniors. We also underscored the critical importance of the dynamic duo, pairing that good protein intake with gentle, regular movement. Remember, the protein provides the materials, but the movement provides the signal, telling your body to use those materials to keep your muscles strong and functional. And we drew inspiration from Arthur's story, a wonderful reminder that making small, consistent changes, like adding Greek yogurt to his breakfast and taking a daily walk, didn't bring overnight miracles, but it did lead to real, meaningful improvements in his strength, his ability to enjoy his passions, and his overall sense of well-being and independence. Now, my gentle invitation to you is simply this. Take a moment to reflect on your own routine. Are you consistently getting enough protein throughout your day? If you suspect you might be falling short, or if you're simply looking for an easy way to support your muscle health, consider making protein-rich Greek yogurt, or perhaps another source like eggs, cottage cheese, lean meats, fish, beans, or lentils if yogurt isn't your preference, a regular feature in your diet. And just as importantly, think about incorporating a little more gentle movement into your days. It doesn't have to be complicated. Maybe start with a goal of walking for 10-15 minutes most days, or trying some simple chair exercises you saw online. Commit to trying this combination, perhaps for a full month or two, and pay attention to how you feel. Do things seem a little easier? Do you feel a bit steadier, a bit stronger? Even small positive shifts are worth celebrating. If you feel comfortable sharing, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Perhaps share your favorite way to enjoy Greek yogurt, or a type of gentle exercise that you find enjoyable and sustainable. Maybe you have another favorite protein-rich food you'd recommend. Sharing our ideas and experiences helps create a supportive community where we can all learn from and encourage one another. If you found this chat helpful, informative, or perhaps just a bit encouraging, please take a moment to give this video a little thumbs up, like. Your click really does help other seniors who might be looking for this kind of information. Find our conversation. And if you haven't already, I warmly invite you to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our future chats about navigating our senior years with health, vitality, and grace. Lastly, please feel free to share this video with a friend, a family member, or anyone you know who might benefit from hearing this message. Perhaps someone who has mentioned feeling weaker or who could use a little encouragement to focus on their strength and well-being. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for choosing to spend this time with me today. Your presence and attention are truly appreciated. Remember to treat yourself with kindness and patience, nourish your body with good fuel, and keep moving in ways that feel good to you. Stay strong, take wonderful care of yourselves, and I genuinely look forward to our next chat very soon. Bye for now.